Danice D Marshall, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about your works that were exhibited here at BNN.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Well, you have quite the story on how you became an artist. You went from a writer, an electrical worker, to a painter. Tell us a little bit about how that story goes.
Well, I was a telecommunications technician, so I climbed telephone poles in Boston, through all the neighborhoods, East Boston, South Boston. I was everywhere. And I did that for a long time, and I was a writer. I'm a born writer. And so what I would do is, like on the weekends, I would take my little word processor back then and go up to New Hampshire and get a nice little room in a hotel, and I would write. And so there was no painting. It was just all technical stuff that I did. That's sort of how it was never a plan. It just kind of happened that I get into painting when I become sick in 2016. So never crossed my mind that I would be a painter or I would be an artist. And just now starting to call myself that last year, really going strong with the word artist, because that wasn't something that I did do.
Right. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that health journey that you went on in 2016 and how, that transformed your life.
2016, I got sick with granulomatosis with polyangiitis. I was in the hospital for 28 days. I lost my hearing. I had permanent lung damage, and I need a cane in order to walk. They didn't know what I have. It's an incurable disease, right. So that will be there. But it helped in that it gave me a chance to paint. When the doctor sent me home, they sent me home and they said to me, you go home and make out a will, set your house in order. And I got home and I don't know how to die. So that was a good thing, because I would lay myself down to sleep and I'd wake up again. And so I found a canvas, an old canvas, and it was one canvas, and I would paint it with an abstract and just watch the paint dry, kill time, and I'd black it out. And I paint another abstract. And I kept doing that for about a year. And then one day I painted myself, because I was, to be honest, I was confused. Like, I didn't know what I was doing and where I was going with my life. And I couldn't write because I couldn't concentrate to write. So I painted myself with puzzle pieces. And someone saw that painting and they said, oh, that's really good. Put it on Facebook. And I thought at the time, what I'll do is I'll put it on Facebook, not to show the world, but really just to show my extended family that I was doing better and that I was doing okay, and I just wanted to get that out. And what happened was they saw it and they were so happy. I started getting phone calls, put it on Instagram. And I put it on Instagram and it took off. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's kind of how I got here. I'm a rare artist, a finalist this year. I'm very excited about it. It's just an opportunity to advocate for artists like me who have rare diseases, and just to get the word out so that different legislation and policy can change so that people can get the medicine that they need.
Awesome. And where can viewers learn more about that?
Every Life Foundation, they can find that on their website, as well as Rare Artists, the hashtag awesome. Rare Artists.
So tell me, what is narrative art? And, how do you begin the progress of creating these stories that you tell through painting? You're a writer. So what is that crossover between writing and painting in the way that you do it?
For me, it's having a painting that will tell from the beginning, a middle, and an end, just like a story. Because I'm a born writer, that's in me, just to want to tell these stories. I can't tell them anymore, but I can paint them. And so I use a paper towel, and I'll have a central character. So when I have my blank canvas, I start off with a central character, and I just work my way from there to tell the story.
Wow. Wow. So you're sort of creating it as you're painting it,
yes.
Right?
Yes, I never, I would like to say that I know in advance what's gonna come out. I do not.
Right.
I do not know. Painting, art is healing. And so for me, painting kicks off endorphins, and it makes my body not hurt so much, and the fatigue, so that when I'm painting, I don't think about my illness, and I just go into that world. But I never know what I'm painting. I don't know where the end is at. But once I get near the end, once I've started to see colors, I'll start to see patterns, and I'll start to know, okay, this person's gonna be saying this.
Right. That's incredible. And, we see that in the paintings that you have displayed
That's
here
cool.
at BNN.
That's cool. Thank you.
It was really, really cool to have them here.
Thank you.
And, we got so many comments about the texture and bringing the color back into our building and just bringing forth this life that you bring to the canvas. I want to ask you where you gathered inspiration for specifically this one right here. She named her daughter Faith.
Faith.
Yeah.
That's because in 2022, 23, Roe versus Wade was struck down.
Yeah.
That's problematic for me because I have 2 daughters. And I thought, there's a hopelessness that comes with that. That's law worked for 50 years. There was nothing wrong with it. And to take it away like that. So I painted this because I know that there's faith. I believe that something else comes back. The stars will realign and things will improve and get better. And we need that. We need to believe that. And so the motif is going to be America, because most of my artwork does have a flag motif in it. I want people to know that I was a Black American when I die. I don't want them to think I was anything else. I want them to know that. And that story is just that a mother will have faith that things will improve for her daughter.
Right. Naming her faith is, a hopeful projection into the world.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
And you have another one, this is my personal favorite, When We Dance. I could just stand there and stare at that painting for hours, and I have, because it's right outside my office.
I love that.
Tell us a little bit about what the inspiration for this painting is.
Well, I want people to realize.
Or what the story is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, the story. The story always is that we're more alike than we are different. And I have found in my lifetime that when I dance is when I'm most carefree. And I notice that when we're dancing, we're not arguing, we're not fighting, there's no divisiveness. We're all feeling good and it's all happy. And for me, that's everything. And so When We Dance tells that story. It shows a woman that's pregnant. She might be her last time for a while before the baby's born, and she won't be able to go out to dance. And so her husband has taken her out. And then there's an older gentleman. He's taking pictures of people dancing because he has more life behind him than he has in front of him. And so for him, he's trying to capture that moment. If you look at the different characters, you'll see a little story each one brings to it. And the key character in that story is the woman in the purple dress,
right,
because she is all of that. Yeah. She is everything, and all eyes on her, that moment.
Yeah, it's definitely a moment where you feel like you've experienced it bore, and you're sort of brought back to that moment of life, of immersion into life.
I love that.
And so what do you hope the audiences have taken away from the Creating Space exhibit here?
Literally creating space, literally a sense of belonging and being part of community. Art creates community, and so I want them to be drawn into it. And I think what I really hope, and it's after my exhibit, I hope that there's another exhibit and another exhibit and another, and I hope it just keeps going on and on and on, because then the title really does personify what it did. Yeah. It created this space for art to come in and to be part of BNN permanently and forever and ever. So that would be really cool.
And your transformation in life, like we kind of talked about at the beginning, going from a writer to a painter and immersed in the art world, it's very inspiring.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Of course. And what message do you hope that viewers take away from that story?
I hope people look at me and are inspired, and I hope they realize, you're never too old to do something new. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, no matter what someone tells you, what you can and cannot do, you can. We all can do it. If I can do it, we all can do it. And make art. We are all creatives. We are all born creative. And you started off in kindergarten with your little crayon. Go back to that, because it's joyful, and we need more of that in the world. Yeah. So I would hope people take away that. So.
We definitely need more joy, and more joy through art.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Danice,
Thank
for joining us.
you for having me.
Could you tell our viewers where they can learn more about you?
My website,
awesome.
www.danicedmarshall.com, and Instagram, same thing, my name.
Awesome. Well, thank
you
so
for
much.
having me. I appreciate you.
And thank you for sharing your incredible art with BNN and with the city and with the world.
Thank you.